Hello and welcome everyone. How many times have you heard people say invent something or innovate something and wondered what is the real difference between these two powerful words? Today we are going to explore a very important and interesting topic in English vocabulary: invent versus innovate. These two words are often confused by learners, speakers, and even writers, but in reality they carry very different meanings, different uses, and different impacts in communication. By the end of this lecture, you will clearly understand not only what invent and innovate mean, but also how to use them correctly in real-life English speaking and writing. Let us begin our journey into the world of creativity, discovery, and improvement. To start with the word invent, we must understand that invent means to create something completely new that did not exist before. When a person invents something, they are producing a new idea, a new device, a new method, or a new system that the world has never seen before. Invent is deeply connected with originality. It is about bringing something from imagination into reality for the very first time. For example, when Thomas Edison created the electric light bulb, he invented it because before that there was no such usable electric light for homes and streets. When Alexander Graham Bell created the telephone, he invented it because communication through voice over long distances did not exist in that form before. So invent is about first creation. It is about being the first person to bring something into existence. It is often used in science, technology, engineering, and discovery. Now let us understand the word innovate. Innovate means to improve something that already exists or to introduce new ideas into an existing system. Unlike invent, innovate does not always mean creating something completely new. Instead, it focuses on making something better, more efficient, more useful, or more modern. For example, smartphones are not a complete invention in today's time because mobile phones already existed. But companies constantly innovate smartphones by adding better cameras, faster processors, improved battery life, and advanced features like artificial intelligence. That process is called innovation. So if invent is about creating something new, innovate is about improving something existing. Now let us go deeper into the difference between invent and innovate because understanding this difference is very important for English fluency and for real-life communication. Invent is the beginning of something. It is the origin. It is the first step in the life of a product or idea. Without invention, there is nothing to improve. Innovate is the development stage. It is the continuous improvement of what has already been created. Innovation makes life easier, faster, and more advanced. We can say that invention is the seed and innovation is the growth of that seed into a tree. Let us understand this in a simple way. Imagine you are cooking food. If you create a completely new dish that no one has ever cooked before, that is invention. But if you take an existing dish and make it tastier, healthier, or more attractive, that is innovation. Both invent and innovate are extremely important in life. Without invention, we would not have basic technologies. Without innovation, those technologies would become outdated and useless over time. Now let us focus on the correct usage of invent in English sentences. The word invent is usually used as a verb. It is often followed by the object that is created. We use it in past, present, and future forms. For example, we say someone invents something, someone invented something, or someone will invent something. Here are 5 strong and clear examples of the word invent used in sentences. First example. Scientists invent new medicines to fight dangerous diseases. Second example. Many students try to invent creative solutions for school projects. Third example. He invented a machine that can clean polluted water automatically. Fourth example. Leonardo da Vinci is believed to have invented many early concepts of flying machines. Fifth example. One day, humans may invent a way to travel between planets easily. These examples show that invent is used when something completely new is created for the first time. Now let us move to the word innovate and understand its usage in depth. Innovate is also a verb. It is used when we talk about improving, developing, or modernizing something that already exists. It is very commonly used in business, technology, education, and creative industries. We say a company innovates products, a teacher innovates teaching methods, or a country innovates its systems. Here are 5 clear and strong examples of the word innovate used in sentences. First example. Companies must innovate constantly to stay competitive in the market. Second example. Teachers innovate their teaching methods to make learning easier for students. Third example. The smartphone industry continues to innovate every year with new features. Fourth example. Farmers innovate traditional farming techniques to increase crop production. Fifth example. Engineers innovate transportation systems to make travel faster and safer. These examples clearly show that innovate is about improvement and development rather than original creation. Now let us explore the emotional and practical importance of these 2 words in real-life communication. In today's modern world, invent and innovate are both essential for progress. Every technology you see around you has gone through 2 stages. First, it was invented. Then it was innovated again and again until it became what it is today. Take the example of the computer. The first computer was invented many decades ago. It was very large, slow, and limited in function. But over time, engineers and scientists innovated it. They made it smaller, faster, more powerful, and more user-friendly. Today we have laptops, tablets, and even smartphones that are more powerful than early computers. This shows how invention starts a journey and innovation continues that journey. Another important point is that invent is often associated with individuals or small groups who create something new through deep thinking and experimentation. Innovate is often associated with organizations, companies, and teams that improve systems and products over time. Invent requires imagination and discovery. Innovate requires analysis and improvement. However, both require creativity. Without creativity, neither invention nor innovation is possible. Let us now understand some common mistakes learners make when using invent and innovate. Many learners mistakenly use innovate when they actually mean invent. For example, saying he innovated the telephone is incorrect. The correct sentence is he invented the telephone. Similarly, some people say they invented a better version of something when they actually improved it. In that case, the correct word is innovate, not invent. So remember this simple rule. If it is completely new, use invent. If it is an improvement, use innovate. Now let us look at invent in a more detailed way in different contexts. In science, invent is used when a scientist creates a new formula, device, or theory application. In technology, invent is used when engineers build new machines or digital tools. In everyday life, invent can also be used creatively when someone comes up with a new idea or solution that did not exist before. For example, a student might invent a new way to memorize vocabulary faster. A chef might invent a new recipe that combines unique ingredients. Now let us look at innovate in different contexts. In business, Innovate is used when companies improve products, services, or strategies. In education, teachers innovate teaching styles to help students understand better. In healthcare, doctors and researchers innovate treatments to make them more effective and less painful. In daily life, people innovate when they find better ways to do everyday tasks like organizing time, saving money, or improving productivity. Now let us connect invent and innovate with real-world success. Every successful country, company, and individual depends on both inventing and innovating. Countries that invest in invention create new industries. Countries that invest in innovation improve their quality of life and economic growth. Companies like technology firms survive because they innovate continuously. If they stop innovating, their products become outdated and people stop using them. At the same time, without invention, there would be no foundation for innovation. So both are connected like two sides of the same coin. Let us now reinforce your understanding with a deeper explanation in simple terms. Invent means to create something new from nothing. Innovate means to make something better that already exists. Invent is the first step. Innovate is the improvement step. Invent is about originality. Innovate is about enhancement. Invent starts the journey. Innovate continues the journey. Now imagine a world without inventors. There would be no electricity, no phones, no internet, no vehicles. Now imagine a world without innovation. Those inventions would remain basic and outdated, and life would not improve over time. This is why both invent and innovate are powerful words not only in English but in real-life thinking and development. Now let us come back to language learning and how you can use these words confidently in speaking English. When you are speaking, try to identify whether you are talking about something new or something improved. This simple thinking will help you choose the correct word automatically. For example, if your friend creates a new idea for a game, you can say he invented a game concept. But if your friend improves an existing game design, you can say he innovated the game. With practice, this distinction will become natural. Now let us summarize the 5 examples of invent once again in a smooth way for your understanding. Scientists invent medicines to cure diseases. Students invent creative ideas for projects. Engineers invent machines for solving problems. Historical figures invent groundbreaking technologies. Humans in the future may invent space travel systems. Now let us summarize the 5 examples of innovate. Companies innovate to improve products. Teachers innovate teaching methods. Technology industries innovate devices every year. Farmers innovate agricultural techniques. Engineers innovate transportation systems. These examples clearly show the difference in real usage. Before we end, remember that English learning is not only about memorizing words. It is about understanding meaning, context, and real-life application. When you understand invent and innovate deeply, you are not just learning vocabulary, you are learning how progress works in the world. Invent brings new ideas into existence. Innovate makes those ideas better and more powerful. Both are necessary, both are valuable, and both are essential for growth in every field of life. Thank you for listening to this detailed lecture. Now here is a question for you to think about. Can you think of one invention in your life that has completely changed the way you live, and one innovation that has made that invention even better over time?